Welcome, everybody, to Stay Curious. I'm your host, Mark Marquette. So glad you've joined us today. And sitting beside me is our good friend. He's the membership director of the National Space Society, Mr. Burt Dicht.
Hello,
Hello,
Mark.
Burt.
Good to see you.
Great
Good
to
to see
see you.
everybody.
Yeah, everybody. Bert's been coming on for over a year. He's really, you're one of the big influencers around the country as
Oh,
you
okay.
promote your magazine Ad Astra.
Yeah.
There's the latest edition of Ad Astra out, your quarterly
Yep.
on there. I'll have you, and happy to have you here, Bert. He's been, uh, I don't know where you've been.
Well,
You got some jumbo jets in there.
I've
You
been to
got
Seattle, so I'll be able to share about
Boeing. That's
Seattle
why I see all the Boeing stuff.
and of course our Space Settlement Summit, which was just before going to Seattle. So I'll
Gonna
be able
see
to.
some pictures of that
Yes.
before I turn it over to Bert. Want to say hi to Marty Winkle, my co-producer. I didn't bring any of my. I might go off and get my laptop over there. I mean, my smart tablets right there, Marty.
Okay.
Marty Winkle and I have been doing this for 5.5 years, over 1,400 episodes, and maybe in about another 1,000 episodes, we'll be an overnight sensation, Bert, because we work hard on it there. So.
You have a very dedicated following. Okay.
We do.
You do.
We
Yep.
do. Dave Stengy's already on.
Yep.
I'm sure. Probably Steve Jokums. Going to catch a plane afterwards and meet Steve in Las Vegas for the Formula One race.
Oh, are you really?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
I wish I was. Don't
Okay.
we, Steve? But it's my dream to go to a Formula One race
Okay.
at some point in time in my life, and because I love that type of just amazing drivers.
Okay.
They're like astronauts in ways. They got the best equipment money can
So
buy.
that would be at the Las Vegas Speedway, right?
No. This is downtown Las
Oh, it
Vegas.
goes through
the
downtown.
Formula One
It
road.
goes
Yeah,
through
they made a
downtown.
road coach.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, you been to Vegas? or something?
Many times, but I went to Vegas last in April to see the Aviation Nation Air Show. So that's right next to Nellis Air Force Base is where they park your cars at the Speedway.
Yeah.
So
No, this goes
downtown,
down the strip and all that stuff.
wow. Okay.
Around the big sphere.
Oh yes,
Okay.
yes.
You saw the sphere?
I saw
Were
the
you
sphere.
inside of it?
I did not go inside this time. I'll have to do it the next time.
Okay.
Yeah, but I went to visit the Allegiant Stadium, the Raiders football stadium, which is magnificent.
Oh, is it?
Yes, they actually
Okay.
give tours.
Of course they do.
Yes, yes.
Got to make money somehow there.
Absolutely.
All right, so we've got you on Facebook here. I'm looking to see if we've gone live. There, it looks like it doesn't look like I see anything yet, Marty. There we are.
Okay.
There's Bert. Just make sure everything's going on there.
Yeah.
So we did want to say, Bert, that we really, here at our American Space Museum, we have a lot of fun, particularly with kids. We had today in our and Marty's going to move the picture over there between us there, is we had the South Florida PBS here
Okay.
doing 7 1-minute STEAM education
Wow.
segments with a bunch of kids that include Natalia on the right, and Penny is the talent there. And they really had
Okay.
a big time. Everything went off good. Had about 10 kids here that was in and out of this show.
Fabulous.
So we'll be telling you more about that down the road. It's always fun to have kids in here. There they are at our consoles of our shuttle launch.
Did
there
they
with the
launch any rockets
videographer.
today?
I believe they think they did. Okay, on there. So anyway, and mostly parked in F1 fans said it might rain this year. Boy, that'd make it damn interesting because this is really a tight circuit, fast and furious.
Okay.
All right. Carlton Bailey said he's relaxing in the hammock, feeding the critters, and eagerly awaiting tales from the Burt Man.
Okay.
The
Hey,
Burt
Carlton.
Man, okay, up there. So wanted to also remind everybody, including you, Bert, Apollo 12 is on the moon. 56 years ago, we doubled down on President Kennedy's pledge to land and return a man on the moon for the end of the decade. They lift off tomorrow morning. and head back. Of course, I'm saying that in history. Pete Conrad, Dick Gordon, and Al Bean are both deceased, all three deceased. In fact, they're buried at Arlington Cemetery. Their graves are within sight
Oh
of each
wow,
other
okay.
at the request of the family. They were such good buddies and so forth.
Yes,
So,
I met all of them. I've
did
met
you
all of them,
really?
and I have a
Tell us so.
funny.
Tell us about
Well,
that. Each one quickly.
I met Pete Conrad back in, boy, 1993, I think it was. We did a ceremony out at Rockwell Downey dedicating the Apollo Command Service Module as an ASME historic engineering landmark. So he came. What a really nice guy.
He died
Uh,
in
yeah,
1999 in
yeah.
a motorcycle accident where his spleen got ruptured and he
Yes.
went to a hospital
What
that
they weren't, it
couldn't
wasn't a
save his
trauma
life.
hospital. Was not a
Yeah,
trauma
was
hospital.
not a trauma hospital.
Yes,
And
yes.
very
Uh,
sad. I think he was 69 years old when he passed away. And he was involved with Deke Slayton in that Delta Clipper,
oh, was he? Okay.
the
Okay.
first
Well, he went to
attempt
work.
to have a reusable
Yeah,
spaceship.
he also, he worked for McDonnell Douglas for a while too,
Uh-huh.
as a, I think a vice president for a while.
All right.
So that's why he
Well, you
was
always
able.
need an astronaut on the
Yeah,
board or something.
that's why he was able to come to this event in Downey because he was already living there in, in
Uh-huh.
Southern California, and a great Alan Bean story at one of the, I think it was one of the Astronaut Scholarship Foundation things. I was getting an autograph, and the picture I picked out had him on the moon in his his spacesuit, and so he calls me over, and he puts his arm around me. He says, "Bert, let me tell you about this picture, and you see how dirty my sleeve is." So yeah, he said, "Well, Pete Conrad was scooping up some regolith, and he was supposed to pour it into this container that I was holding, and he missed, and he got it all over my sleeve." And so he said, the both of them just started laughing, and he said to me, "Just two guys laughing on the moon." I just love that story.
What a pair! What a pair! Pete Conrad
And
and
Dick
Al
Gordon
Bean.
was so funny. Dick
Yeah,
Gordon and Al Warden at Astronaut Scholarship Foundation events. Those guys, they could have had a television show.
yeah. No, that'd have been something. And cherish those memories because these people are all gone now, and it's amazing on there. Marty has a quick question before I turn it over to Bert.
Yeah, we actually have two questions now, Mark. The first one is from Dave Stange. What age do you think kids should start coming to the museum to get something out of it?
Well, it's a little subjective, but I'd say, my 4-year-old granddaughter would understand some of it, but I'd say around 5, 6 years old, probably. Uh, but, it's,
I think the first museum I visited was the Franklin Institute in
mhm.
Philly. So we probably, I think it was through our school. So it might have been in elementary school,
Yeah,
So it might have been,
elementary school is the
yeah,
low-hanging fruit.
yeah,
Age 8 is when I really got turned on to astronomy, and wanted Santa Claus to bring me a telescope.
right, right,
Second day of school, we get out the science book. I see my best friend's brother had used the book because he had to write your name in the book
oh, yes,
and then
yes,
turn them in. And the science book flopped over, Bert, and there was a beautiful mural, 2-page spread of the sun, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars. Saturn had a ring around it.
oh, okay,
And I remember turning to my buddy and saying, "Nobody told me about this before. There's planets." And it's not
yes,
like a kid,
right,
3 years old has a solar system shirt on, or a 6-year-old might have. I think Pluto's a planet or something like that.
right.
You didn't learn that stuff in the '60s until, later on. But no, definitely made an impression on me. And I would say we have a lot of young kids in here. You never know what's going to spark that curiosity or that object that they see that they may latch on to. But you want to be, the 5 to 6 year old range is where they're
I
gonna
think so.
understand what they're at. I think the
Yeah.
kids are so much smarter today, obviously, My granddaughters, 4 and 2, always have something in their hands.
They have a lot more
Uh,
knowledge and a lot of hands-on experience
And I can tell
that we didn't
McKinley, the
have.
4-year-old, she is smart. I
Yep.
mean, she asks questions that you're like, really? Where'd you come up with that? Marty Winkle's got another question for us.
Yeah, Mostly Parked is asking, is the sailing ship on Apollo 12 and SCS-49 the same Yankee Clipper?
What was
No, it's not. I mean, I know what you're talking. She's talking about. They're talking about the patch on
oh
SCS-49, the maiden flight of Endeavor, with your friend of mine, Katie, KT, Kathy Thornton was
oh
on
yeah,
that.
yes.
So is Bruce Melnick. That was the 3-man. Rick Heeb and Akers, and who was the other one that did 3-man spacewalk? Um, that ship. That's a good question. I'll look into that. I know the flags are the flags of the 2 schools, one that named Endeavor in a
Right.
contest that I think President Reagan had to replace. Endeavor did replace the Shuttle Challenger
That's right.
on there.
Or-
So good thought there. I'll look that up there. They could be the same ones. Excellent question. And Dave Stangy says Rocket Man is a great autobiography about Pete. And my God, I've got so many Pete Conrad stories I can't say on the air. Okay,
Oh, okay.
just not nothing too bad, but just wanna.
One thing I did ask him, Alan Bean, one time we were sitting at dinner at one of these events, and remember From the Earth to the Moon, Tom Hanks's HBO show. They did a whole show on Apollo 12. And if you remember, going to the moon, these guys were just having a great time laughing. And I said to Alan Bean, I said, was that really the case? Did you guys have so much fun going to the moon? He said, absolutely. He said it was all Pete Conrad. And just the kind of dynamic personality that he had. He made it fun to be around. And I just thought that was great. So if anyone wants to catch that episode on From the Earth to the Moon about Apollo 12,
Check it out.
Highly recommend it.
Good time during the holidays to be making a list of space movies and things like that you want
Absolutely.
to see. Excuse me for my voice there. Hazel Seacack Banks now, secretary in the True Training Building. A lot of the insiders thought Pete was going to be the first man on the moon. They thought that 11 would never make it. Something would happen, and it'd be 12 that would be the one to.
I don't know if anyone remembers The Right Stuff, the book The Right Stuff. Remember, Pete Conrad was applied for that first group of astronauts, and he just had a lot of trouble with everything that was happening, all those tests. And remember, they gave a bunch of psychological tests. And I remember in the book, they handed him a blank piece of paper, and he was supposed to describe what he saw in this blank white piece of paper. And he said to the psychiatrist, it's upside down. He did not get picked that time for the original 7.
I like that. It's upside down. Marty, go ahead.
Hey, Mark, I just looked it up and know they're not the same.
You what?
I just looked it up about the sailing ship. They are not the same.
Okay. All right. Good. Thank you very much for that. I just picked up Don Thomas's business card there off
okay.
the thing there. I've been looking for that, and I found it the other day there. Astronaut Don Thomas, a Buckeye. We want to share a little bit of sad news, Burt, with Burt here. I'll kind of get to that here. There's your ad, Astra Magazine.
That's our third quarter issue, and the next one's coming out in December. And the focus on that one is going to be on the ISS.
Okay, bringing it down, ISS?
No, stories about its development, operations, that type of thing. A big celebration of 25 years of being occupied by astronauts, cosmonauts, and many other astronauts from many other countries.
One of the few remaining publications out there.
That is
Editor-in-Chief Rod Pyle. He's the proud baby there, and
make sure you show this so Carlton sees that.
Who?
Carlton. It's not Godzilla, but it's
Yeah.
a dinosaur.
Yeah, we do have some dinosaurs on there, Carlton, for your viewing pleasure there. So he got his copy in the mail,
Yeah.
right? So, and you do a podcast just like we do, Behind the Lens. I mean, Space Forum. This was advertised in our buddies Mark and Tom Usiak.
That was a great
Can
session.
you go back and see these in the
They
archive?
are on YouTube, yes.
Okay.
The NSS YouTube channel.
So I suggest that.
Yep.
But you had a tragedy involving this gentleman.
Yes, this is David Chervant. David,
How you spell Chervant?
SHEOU. It was OUVRONT.
Okay, Chervant. David.
And David had 45 years as an aerospace engineer. Worked for NASA for many years. Started out doing aerospace and aviation maintenance. Went to work for Rockwell, Rocketdyne, and eventually went to work for the Johnson Space Center. So we were actually scheduled to do a space forum today on alternatives to deorbiting the ISS. And just so tragically, David passed away, and we found out on Monday. And just a very, very sad. He was at his property in New Hampshire, and we don't know what happened. He was found at a chopping wood.
Oh my gosh.
And an amazing guy, like I said, incredible experience. The reason he was going to be talking tonight about the options for not deorbiting the ISS is he was involved in some of the initial studies of Space Station Freedom, which eventually became the ISS, and originally was doing a lot of work on the maintenance requirements and so on. So he didn't think you had to deorbit, and it was going to be a really interesting conversation. I just can't say how much he's going to be missed within the NSS community and the space community. He was on our policy committee. He was a mentor at one of our speed mentoring sessions at the ISDC for students. He was involved as a team leader and mentor for the Space Settlement Design Competition, which is an annual event at the Center for Space Education. He always participated as an NSS rep for NASA's Moon to Mars workshops on lunar Mars architecture. Just so many different things. And he bought this property in New Hampshire to create an analog. He called it the Earth Space Conservation Demonstration. And the idea was to bring in scientists, students, enthusiasts to do research, also to figure out how we get off the planet, but also to understand and preserve Earth. So that would have been really good. I saw some of his plans, and just so tragic. So he is going to be really missed from the
David Chervant.
Yeah, David Chervant from the NSS community.
And,
if you go to our blog, go to nss.org and find our blog, we have a tribute to him today that went out today. So very sad.
Well, true ad astra to him, and God bless the family and everybody there. Sounds like a Widowmaker heart attack, like
Yes.
fells a lot of people, including my little brother back in July. And what hurts is you don't have a chance to say goodbye.
Like I said, I was
If
just
it
in
was
touch.
cancer, which is
Yes.
this is horrible, but
Right.
at least you got some closure.
I was in touch with him last week. We were finalizing the plans for tonight. He was excited about the presentation. So yeah,
Tonight being Burt's Space Forum,
Yeah.
so you're going to go dark tonight.
we are going dark tonight, and hopefully dedicate even the Stay Curious to him. But we won't be doing our final Space Forum until December 11th, where we do a year in review. So David, we're going to miss you.
God bless you. And I do remember seeing him at ISDC. How could you forget someone with such beautiful hair
Yes.
when I don't have any?
Tell me about it, Mark.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
God bless
Yeah,
you.
yes. Great guy.
Yeah. All right. Our condolences to the family there, like Tom Usiak saying there. And good to see Cliff Watson on there down in Pomona, Australia. He said he's losing his hair. He's undergoing chemo treatment for prostate cancer.
no.
Yeah.
Oh,
So, all right. This is Where's Burt been? Let's find out where's Burt.
Yeah, so we had our NSS board meeting November 2nd out at the University of Central Florida. And right after that, on November 3rd and November 4th, was our Space Settlement Summit. And the Space Settlement Summit is a much smaller, intimate, more direct involvement type of conference than our ISDC. Typically somewhere between 80 and 100 people. It's hands-on. We do workshops, do brainstorming, and this year it was the focus was on Mars. So we had a lot of discussion about what it's going to take to get to Mars. We had what we call lightning rounds, where we had experts come in to talk about different aspects of it, everything from food that's going to be needed to the psychology needed for a long distance trip such as that. It's so much different than just being occupied on living on the space station where you're right next to Earth, or even the moon where you're 3 days away, versus what it might be going to Mars. So they're really fun. Like I said, really engaging, and two action-packed full days that we had. I think I have a few pictures of some of the panels that were there. And it was, Rick Tomlinson, some people might know the name, talked about Moon versus Mars. That was some of the discussion focused in on that, Moon or Mars, and I thought it was a pretty good eye-opening discussions for us. So the idea is to come out of the Space Settlement Summit with some ideas to move forward. So they're actually going to be producing a proceedings from all the work we did at the session. So we're looking forward to that. But this is just one of the panels that we had.
Well, somebody's going to be, they're thinking, who is the Vulcan on the right?
Well, that is Danica Valone. Danica is actually from Hollywood. And she was actually a guest at one of our space forums where she talked about the culture of space in movies. And she's done a lot of work for movie studios, and also is looking at what it takes to go to space. So she was a very interesting, brings a very interesting perspective.
I think her hair's cut like that, or did she have
her hair is
ears?
cut like that? Yeah,
So that her ears look like they're
yes,
pointed
yeah,
there,
not a Vulcan, but
yeah, that's a cool effect there. So,
but she's very good. If you go back and look at one of our space forums where she talked about this.
what's her name again?
Danica Valone.
Danica Valone.
Yeah, and some people might recognize Sharon Hagel. Sharon, Blue Origin astronaut. Yeah, yes, and she and her husband actually flew twice on the New Shepard. Okay. So she provided some feedback on what that was like, and I think the part that's so impressive of what she has to say is they definitely came back changed, but they came back changed. Even though it's a 10-minute flight, when you see Earth from that perspective, she talked about paying it forward, about inspiring the next generation, talking about their experiences, and just really inspirational in describing it. So I would again, we're actually going to try to get her as a on one of our space forums, and we might try to invite her for your Stay Curious. They're in Orlando.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I did talk to her at the ISDC
Yeah.
in June, and she's very engaging, and she's. I think I have her card around here.
Yeah,
somewhere.
definitely.
I'd like to have her on there.
I bet that'd be great.
We like to prefer, we call them Karmanauts. As for our suborbital crossing the Kármán line, that's Marty Winkle's handle that
Karmanauts,
we're
okay.
promoting. Yeah, we want to promote them as Karmanauts.
Right.
We, as opposed to an astronaut has circled the Earth once.
Right.
Yeah, big distinction there,
There
particularly the re-entry, I think. I'd be more fearsome of the re-entry than the launch. All right. I mean, 9 minutes to orbit. I can hold my breath and count say my prayers for that.
Right.
But a 20-minute ride through a fireball, I don't know.
You'd be fine. You'd be
That'd
fine.
Everybody has been so far,
Yes.
you know, and there. But yeah, she's very nice. And who's the gentleman with the
That
remove
is
before flight
Zahir
on there?
Ali. He was one of the organizers of our Space Settlement Summit, and he is on the faculty there at University of Central Florida.
Okay.
He came from Arizona State and their program, and UCF is trying to really become Space University. So,
Are they now?
Yes.
Okay.
So they are doing a lot of work. They're developing a space MBA, which I was actually very interested in. So
There's Gabriel right there,
yeah.
and Jennifer. Gabriel, our executive
Yeah.
director of our foundation, and Jennifer.
we had, I believe, around 85 attendees, and at one point we had a whole bunch of students come in. So it really filled up the place for several of the presentations.
Mhm.
So that's just a group shot. And
You're on the far right
Yeah,
there in a blue
yeah.
NSS shirt there.
A number of people didn't stay for the picture, so that's why it doesn't look like it's 80 or 90 people, but a great group. Got a lot of fun 2 days.
Big think tank there. A lot of dreamers and a lot of doers there. Okay, on there. So
Yes.
want to just before we get going back in there, I just want to. I see Steve Jokums is on here. I've been moving stuff around my office, and I'm sorry that this stuff is in front of you, but I thought I'd share with people that you're sitting around stuff. I got a
Caution radioactive material.
radioactive material. Oh, that's Marty. Look at that's yellow, and the green screen's on there. Your coaster here for
Yeah.
your drink is Steve Jokums spaceport Lake County Spaceport logo there
Oh, okay.
on there. What else you got over there?
Let's see. We got some CDs.
Well, actually, that's the AutoStar suite for
Oh,
Meade. Two
okay.
AutoStar suites for Meade telescopes there.
And
They're
some
kind of obsolete.
some American Space Museum coins.
There you go. But I got some other coins
Yeah.
there
Oh.
that I'm about to put out on display.
Okay.
This is a Robbins medal, and this is the 2002 expedition. That Robbins medal there has been
Okay.
flown. Robbins medals were offered to astronauts only, and they were flown in space.
Yeah,
and
there
this
we
is
go.
one of my favorite
Yeah.
ones. One of my favorite logos there. See if I can get that to shine just right. That's STS 100.
Okay.
That's okay, Marty. STS 100 there. Yeah, go ahead. Go. Marty's zooming in there. He wants to do something.
Okay.
This is one of my favorite logos, mission logos, because it is a helmet. Okay.
Oh, look at that.
That is
Yes.
the outline of a helmet, visor. You're seeing and then on the back is the date of launch. Let me just say that it's April 18th, 2001, in May 2001, runway
Okay.
22 in California. So this was space flown. Zoom in on that, Marty. There
There we go.
There you go. Yeah.
Very good.
So these are offered occasionally on our website, or
Oh.
no, on our auction. And here's the other one that's really.
Yeah.
This one had an astronaut I would just love to meet, Don Pettit. Okay.
Oh, everyone talks about him. Yes.
Don Pettit. There. 2 Robbins medals. Okay.
Very nice.
Space flown. They go for well over $100. I saw a John Young's that he owned on STS-1 go
Yeah.
for a couple $1,000s.
Very
there
nice. I'll put them
in there.
back.
So
There we
yeah,
go.
put that back, and just stuff laying around like from the desk of. I got some old NASA note paper here that occasionally we find from the desk of and NASA on the bottom there at Kennedy Space Center.
Let's
there.
not forget the gift I gave you last time. One
That's
of these
right.
little astronaut guys.
Not wore out yet. Official NSS
Yeah.
stress ball there. All right, take that.
Not
little
that you have any
astronaut
stress. Yeah.
and make his eyes pop out. Ah! Oh, doggone it.
You don't have any stress.
Marty probably needs this more than me because he's always got to get the words in, Mark. It's I've been pedaling around too late lately as we've gotten very, very busy around here, as you well know.
Absolutely.
And well, see, even have some Alka-Seltzer laying around here. Look at how that blue goes in. Good old Alka-Seltzer. So along with Don,
Now I would see. I use
there's Don Thomas's business card that he puts all 4 of his missions on.
Oh,
the back
that's
of.
nice.
Yeah, Don's. You've met Don a bunch.
Oh, many
probably.
times. Yes, yes.
Yeah, he's
Great
a good
guy.
He's a great guy, hardworking astronaut, and he has said he would come to Shuttlefest 5 as again. He was at Shuttlefest
Yes,
4,
yes, he
big
was.
hit, but he was a director of operations in Russia for over a year, and has a great story to fill in with Mike Baker, who is also DOR. Both flew in space 4 times. Mike, of course, a pilot and a commander. Bakes was.
And he
But
works,
Don said, Mark, I'll let you know, like in March for sure, because if I get a paid gig, you know,
that's
and he's one of these astronauts out there making hay while the sun shines, and does a great talk. And
he's
we
done
all
some
know
work.
that you at Shuttlefest loved his woodpecker story.
Oh,
STS
that is one of the
that
best.
was one of the best ones.
That is one of the best.
He'd never done that like that.
Yeah.
He'd always done it in pieces. But
It
he said
is-
I put the whole thing
It
together.
is an amazing presentation.
And it's on YouTube channel. All right. Unfortunately, we didn't get broke up all of the panels, but you can find it on our YouTube channel under Shuttlefest 4.
But he's also worked closely with our friend Elizabeth Schneider, because he's done some tours for her.
Oh, does he?
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Elizabeth had
Yeah.
2 groups in here,
Yep.
3 groups.
Oh,
in
she
here.
mentioned that.
And
yes.
it went really well.
Yeah.
Our Galactic Medallions gal. Okay, maybe she's watching today. Don't see her on there. Fred Kleiner says he has a bunch left over Speed Queen tokens. Collector's items? I don't think so. I don't think
Queen
so.
tokens, okay.
And Cliff Watson says he's losing his hair because of the pickles. He'd never had fried pickles,
Fried pickles.
and he loved them.
Okay.
Dave Stange doesn't like them.
I don't
up
think
in
I've ever had
Michigan.
a fried pickle, but I think anything you fry tastes pretty good.
Well, he had them up at the Honeysuckle, my home. Did we eat at Honeysuckle yet up the road here?
No.
I haven't been up there in a while.
I had a fried Twinkie at the Texas State Fair.
Oh, yeah?
Yes.
What was that like?
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was probably knocked 2 years off my lifespan, but
Right. That's the fried Snicker bar. It'll knock 5 years off your lifespan.
yeah.
Oh, those county fairs. I miss covering them as a photographer. That used to be a lot of fun. So anyway, all right, let's
Okay,
let Burt
let's
go
go
on
through,
here. I had a
yeah.
little digress. I saw that
Yeah,
Steve
sure.
Jocum's Lake County Spaceport there. That's a cool patch.
Yeah, just a few things to share.
It is fun to just have stuff laying around here,
Yeah.
like you see.
Lots of great stuff
We have a
around here.
museum within a museum
Yes.
in here. On there. Do you see my little Collins buddy over there?
Oh, yeah.
Hanging up there. I'll have to show that.
Okay.
I got a Christmas ornament that looks like Mike Collins in a.
For us space
Suit.
collectors, this is amazing.
Thank you. Thank you. All right. Tell us about Vision 2025.
Well, this is right after the Space Settlement Summit. I went out to Seattle, University of Washington, for the Space Vision Conference. Space Vision Conference is run by SEDS, so that's the Students for the Exploration and Development of Space. So we in NSS work very closely with them. These are students at universities all across the U.S. They have international chapters as well, and they're looking for careers in space. And so we're trying to work with them to help them along. I was there representing NSS. We were at our booth. I also made a presentation to the entire group of students about NSS, and also was on a panel talking about career enrichment and how they want to move forward in their space careers. So it is a great conference. If you want to know about SEDS, like Jeff Bezos was a member of SEDS when he was a student at Princeton. So it's a really great organization. There are great students. We've had them at our We've had them at our office at the Space Center, and I'm actually going to speak to their SEDS chapter at University of Central Florida. So I can't get enough of working with students. There's nothing more energizing. So they had some great panels there. I don't know if people might recognize her. This is Sarah Knights. She works for Blue Origin. She is what is called crew member 7 for these New Shepard flights. So everyone, your Carmenauts, or what they call them, but Blue Origin calls them their astronauts. Everyone who flies on New Shepard is trained by her. So she was telling the story of what they do when they come first to their launch center, and all the different aspects of training to prepare them for the flight on New Shepard. So very interesting. She said the thing they concentrate on the most, I mean, they give them as much background and information, but it's getting back into the seat and strapping themselves in after they float around for about 3.5 minutes. So she said they probably hate her because she's going over this so many times, but it is such a critical aspect to safely be back in the seat before it starts the re-entry.
Okay.
Really good presentation she gave. Some amazing pictures of the flights. This is just a group shot. There are about 300 students attended this year. They had different panel sessions. They had some keynotes. And again, they had a great career fair with companies like Blue Origin. Vast Aerospace was there. Advanced Space was there. So it gives students an opportunity to talk to some of these people who are hiring, because again, they're all looking for careers in space.
Great.
So I love it. I love going.
Excellent.
Yep, there's me with one of our NSS board members, Dave Stewart. Dave lives in Seattle and is very active with the chapters. So he had a lot of different materials that he brought, including his little inflatable Mars there.
Looked like a Mars globe
yeah,
there.
so-
And the Tharsis bulge
Yeah.
side of it there. The volcanoes
We had a
at the
great
bottom.
time. We talked to about 50 different students who came by our booth area about NSS, about careers in space. So again, it's just a great experience.
That's a different.
Yeah.
And by the way, I had it backwards. Dave Stange loves pickles, fried pickles.
Oh, he
And
loves
Cliff
pickles.
Watson didn't like them when he tried them here
Okay.
on there. So that's what we want there. We'll have to get some fried pickles.
We'll try 'em out.
Maybe there. We'll try them out there.
Yeah.
Marty, you like fried pickles?
I definitely do not.
Okay, definitely.
Never
not.
had one, so I can't say.
He's not a fried person. I doubt he
Yeah.
even eats much fried chicken because
The
he's
pickles
so
are
darn
good,
healthy.
but you don't have to fry them.
Okay, exactly there. So thank you all. We've got quite a community here on Facebook, like
Yeah.
you do on yours.
Yeah.
I mean, on our not Facebook, but YouTube, and so we have a lot of fun with that. On there, by the way, Chris Callie's joined us. He says hi, Bert.
Hey, Chris, how you doing?
And Freeway of Other is there, and Fred Kleiner is here watching today, and he said they boil bananas in South Africa. I
Okay,
don't know.
it doesn't sound that great.
I don't know if they'd hold together, but I guess they'd boil them in the skin, maybe.
Yeah, but if the Twinkie holds together, a banana will.
Yeah.
Well, they fried the Twinkie. They fried the Twinkie.
So I recognize 2 astronauts there.
Yeah. Do you? Okay. Who are they? Let's see. Let's test you out.
Is that Tanny?
That's
on the
Dan
right?
Tanny. Yes, Dan
Tanny.
Tanny. Yes.
And that is, she's got 2 last names.
Yes.
uh,
I'll give you one.
Metcalf,
Metcalf.
yeah.
Yes.
Yeah,
Metcalf Lindenberger. Dottie Metcalf Lindenberger.
Dottie. Yes.
Yes.
All right, Dottie there.
So
What's
they,
this all about?
So this was they typically have at least one astronaut panel at each Space Vision. So the person interviewing them or moderating is Sarah Alvarado. She's the executive director of SEDS. And so they were just talking about their experiences, how they became astronauts, what their flights were like, and advice they would give to the students. Now, Dottie is interesting because she's a trained geologist, but had become a teacher first before becoming an astronaut.
Mm-hmm.
Dan, who you might have met here, because I had a chance to meet him here too, at one of the astronaut appearances. He actually went to, after he finished up as an astronaut, went and taught high school.
Danny did,
Yeah,
huh?
yes. So
Yeah.
a lot of great advice for the students.
Amazing things that some astronauts do after their career. It's sort of like you've seen the past. Some, like Don Thomas, are an astronaut. We want to continue to be an
Right.
astronaut and represent that. Hoot Gibson went to be a captain flying airlines for.
There were
for
several
Southwest
other
Airlines.
astronauts who did that too.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Kathy Thornton, after her illustrious career, Hall of Fame career, she taught at University of Virginia in Charlottesville for 20 years
Right. And
in there.
one of
So,
our board members, Bonnie Dunbar, Bonnie,
Okay.
she was the director of the Museum of Flight in Seattle. Now she's a professor at Texas A&M.
okay,
Yep.
all right,
And I don't know if you recognize her. That's Lori Garver,
okay,
who former deputy administrator of NASA
yeah.
under Obama. And
One
she
of
is a she is-
Charlie Bolden's
worked right under
team?
Charlie Bolden. Yeah, she was actually an executive director for National Space Society,
Mm-hmm.
and I met her first back in 1985 when the National Space Institute was running launch tours,
Oh, okay.
and we were there for STS 61C, which is the launch before Challenger. And that was the launch
Yeah.
that had Bill Nelson on it.
Right.
And I was there in December, and it got down to 14 seconds, and it didn't go.
Wow.
Yeah, so we thought, oh, they'll wait a couple days, but they decided to postpone it till after the holidays. And that was the one I don't remember. They might have had 4 scrubs before they actually launched. But that's when I met Lori for the first time. And she gave a really great talk. Last year, she was there as well. She tried to lay out, this was before the election,
Lori Garver.
yeah, what would happen in NASA depending on who won, whether it was Kamala Harris or Donald Trump. And this time around, she was just trying to give an update on the challenges that she sees for NASA going forward. And so on.
News headlines today is Jared Isaacman's getting ready for a second interview.
Yes,
with
and
the
she commented on
Congress
that. She
there.
thought it was a good thing. Now, Lori, was really behind commercial crew. So Lori was behind the idea of going to the private sector,
Mhm.
and she took tremendous heat from the legacy aerospace. But what SpaceX is today is because of her effort.
Ugh.
So
Space Coast owes a lot to
Yeah.
SpaceX and
Yeah.
Musk. They've changed the whole landscape again here.
yeah, oh yeah,
Including, they built new hotels, new
oh
subdivisions,
yes.
all of this. And
One person I didn't take a picture of who also was there was a man named Mike Gold. And Mike worked for NASA under Bridenstine, under the first Trump administration.
Right.
You might have heard of the Artemis Accords.
Yes,
He was behind the development of the Artemis Accords.
he was.
Yes. He called himself he's a reformed attorney is what he said. But he led
Or
the
an attorney in recovery is how they say it.
maybe he said it was a recovering attorney. I don't remember.
Recovering attorney.
But he
That's
he
a
led
joke
that
out there
effort.
for Mitch Rothman, the former attorney.
He led the effort and talked about what the Artemis Accords were. That there are about 60 countries that have signed it up to now, and it really is a path forward for us working together in space. Hopefully that we get back to the moon and onto Mars and so on. So a very good this talk that he provided. So that's the kind of things you're going to see at Space Vision. Yeah.
By the way, what we're seeing is a green screen here is when your tour stops the last a month or so. We're not going to
Okay.
reveal that yet.
Yep,
Let's
yep.
see if everybody's
Okay.
out there. So.
Yeah, sounds good.
Artemis Accords, yeah.
That was-
Interesting.
yes.
Actually, it was started under the Trump administration.
It was started under the Trump administration.
Mhm.
It was Jim Bridenstine, the
Yeah.
NASA administrator, thought it was we needed something. They had the Artemis program. We needed something bigger to bring it all together. And like I said, 60 countries have signed on.
Well, which President Trump did not choose Bridenstine for over 400 and some days into his
Yeah.
administration, and he's not a full year yet into his second administration.
And there's still
So
no NASA administrator. Yep.
it's not an urgent appointment apparently, but we would
We
think
think
so.
so. We
Yeah,
think so.
exactly. We think so in there. So, okay.
And that's just a picture with Lori and myself and Dave.
What's Lori doing now?
She's basically retired, but she does consulting work for
I'll do
aerospace.
consulting work.
Yes.
That's right.
Yep.
Write me a $5,000 check. Give me a round trip ticket and a hotel room and a car. I'll consult for you too.
Yep.
All right, in there. All right.
Okay.
Let's get some rocket launches.
So
under your belt here, buddy.
last week I went out to see New Glenn 2.
Yeah.
I decided not to go out to Jetty Park or the beach where all these people were, and ended up at the NASA Media Center. And there weren't a lot of people there. Some Blue Origin employees, some NASA people.
Now, NASA Media Center on.
On KSC.
Okay.
Yeah,
okay,
right
gotcha.
near, right near out Long Champlas 39.
Yes. Okay.
So you don't have a direct view of Launch Complex 36 at Cape Canaveral. So you see the trees block it. So we actually stood, if people are familiar with it, on the north side of the turn basin, where they bring in the rockets and the ferry, the barges. So it was a nice view, straight ahead viewpoint, but you couldn't see it actually launch. But then if people saw it launching from Jetty Park, you saw that cruise ship go right in front. I don't know if people saw that.
A plethora of professional photographers are on the boardwalk.
Yep.
That goes out in the Atlantic Ocean right there at Jetty Park, where the boats come in and out, meaning the cruise ships and the submarine ports across the way. And just as they're all getting ready, perfect sight, a big cruise ship parked right in front of them for everybody on the cruise ship. So
All the people on the
had to
cruise
be
ship had
losing their minds.
the people on the cruise ship must have had an amazing view.
Yeah, but the media did not.
I saw some really good shots of people making the best of it with the cruise ship and the rocket.
Yeah,
But it had to be disappointing. So
This is about what it looked like from here in our parking lot.
yes,
We didn't.
yeah.
But we looked down the tail of it there, Marty, didn't we? You could see those engines going.
But yeah, you can
And,
see the 7 BE4 engines really look good.
Yeah.
And my picture doesn't do it justice of the color of the methane.
It was a different color. Huh?
Yeah, it's a more orange color,
Uh-huh.
like you see on Starship as well,
Okay.
because that uses methane as well.
Great
And,
shots there.
and that was just the Atlas that was going to launch later that day from 41, Launch Complex 41, for United Launch Alliance. I didn't hang around for that. So
All right, so you hopped a plane and went
Yeah.
and photographed some more planes.
well, when I was out in Seattle, I got there a day early and decided to make a trip. Did two things: made a trip up to Everett, which is the big Boeing plant
Right.
in Everett, Washington.
Now,
So
is SpaceX have a headquarters there?
SpaceX is there as well. Yes,
Okay.
yes. Didn't get a chance to see SpaceX when I was there. They had a store.
No, I mean Blue Origins.
I'm sorry, Blue Origin,
Blue-
not Blue
yeah,
Origin.
yeah,
Blue Origin. right.
Origin.
They did
Got
not
it.
have. They had a tour for the students, and I didn't get a chance to go on that tour for Blue Origin. So that's why I went to see Boeing. And when you visit Kennedy Space Center, they talk about the VAB being the second largest building in the world for volume. The biggest is the Everett plant, where they initially started building the 747s. So all of the wide-body aircraft from Boeing are built at the Everett plant. You could put Disneyland inside the plant
Really?
with parking lots. That's
Oh my
that's how
gosh.
big the Everett plant is.
Wow.
So I had done a tour a few years back.
A lot of golf carts were around there probably
golf
taking
carts.
people across
When you get into the bottom level and you look just straight ahead, it's all underground, so that's how you get around. You don't have to go through all the assembly plant area. So it's a whole infrastructure underground, and you can't even see the end. It's
Holy
an
cow.
incredibly large facility, where they currently do currently do the 777s. 787 they built there originally, but moved that to South Carolina.
Okay. What's this
And
Dream Lifter?
that is a big cargo plane that was converted from a 747. They have a couple of those. They use that to bring in aircraft parts and even some fuselages they could bring in. That's how big it is.
Jeez.
Pretty impressive aircraft, but it's a modified 747, and that's a 777 or 777X. That's the newest 777. Those winglets actually go up and down to give it more lift. So really impressive, and you can see the box hanging down from one of the wings.
Yeah,
You see
right at your head there.
Like I say, there's no engine on there yet. What they do is that simulates the weight of the jet engine. So they
Okay.
do that to maintain the stability of the aircraft until they install the engine. The green color they explained is that is a sprayed on protective covering while it's in the assembly line, so the fuselage doesn't get jet damaged. Before they would paint it, they would use high pressure hoses to wash that all off, and then they'll put the paint on. So I would definitely recommend, if you get a chance to visit the Everett facility, you can see the 777s assembled. It's just amazing. It's a U shape. They start in, 3 pieces of the fuselage, merge them together. They go down the line, cross over, and come back down the line where they put the wings on. They do the internal assembly. The engines typically are last, and very impressive how they do it. Yes.
And looks like you had your umbrella handy.
It was raining. The first 2 days there, it was typical Seattle weather. It was just rain. So after
these beauties.
Yeah, after Everett, I went down south to the Museum of Flight. So if you've never been
Is
to
that
the
a Blackbird?
that is actually an M21 Blackbird. It is a modified A12 that actually has a second seat, and you see what's on top of it. You can't really tell. That is a D-21 drone. So these were built for the CIA.
So the drone is this little
That
pod
little
right
thing on
there.
top. Yes. This is the only remaining version of this. They built 2. One, unfortunately, was in a crash. The drone idea was to be able to send a drone which could fly at Mach 3 over areas that might have been too dangerous to take the A12. And it was, but they never went operational with it. So this is their last remaining one. I just love SR-71s or A12s. So
You've been to the Cosmosphere?
Oh yes,
So you've touched the SR-71's
Oh, yeah.
nose. They
Yeah.
have one at the admission area
yeah,
there.
right in the front
And-
there.
and
Yes.
it's like the
Yeah.
foot of St. Francis at the Vatican. It's
And if you
rubbed
ever
so
go
much that it's come off.
And it's made of titanium too.
Yeah.
So if you ever go to the California Science Museum, they have one outside which is actually a trainer. So they actually have the back seat is actually elevated, the cockpit, so that way the instructor pilot can help train the pilot for the SR-71.
Well, let's get a road trip
Yeah,
together when Enterprise is ready for.
And
And I mean Endeavor. I said
Endeavor.
I said
It's going to be
Enterprise, I mean Endeavor.
We should do a remote from there, right?
Yeah, we
a
will.
remote Stay Curious from there when it opens. How's that?
Maybe 2026 we'll go on the road. Marty and I are threatening to do a little road trip. I talked to some of the board members and stuff, and they think that's a great idea to
Yep.
do there. So, all right. It
Okay,
looks like
so
our
we'll continue.
SSME.
That is that is an F1.
Oh, F1.
That is an unused F1 engine, and the reason they have that there, if you go to the next one, if you recall, Jeff Bezos at one point did an expedition out into the ocean to recover the F1 engines from the first stages from the Apollo Saturn. So this is the injector plate from Apollo 12, and the injector plate would fuel the combustion chamber with the liquid oxygen. And so that is a remnant of what they actually found under, under the ocean.
Located way
It's
up
right.
there at the top.
Yeah, where am I here? Let me get up there. It's up toward the top. Yeah, right there. That's
Yeah.
about where it is. Yes. So that feeds the liquid oxygen, and then underneath that is where the kerosene would be fed. And for some who might recall, the F1 engine, they had a lot of trouble with something called combustion instability, where the combustion went out of control and basically destroyed the engine. They had to spend a lot of time. They didn't have one simple answer, but they did a lot of work on the injector. It's kind of like a shower head. And so they actually induced combustion instability to try to figure out how do we stop it. And it took several years to get it worked out. But of course, we know the F1 engine was incredibly reliable. So that's an actual piece of the Apollo 12, one of the Apollo 12 F1 engines.
Yeah, Bezos harvested
Yeah.
some of the parts off of the.
So they have parts
in the
from
ocean
they have parts from Apollo 16 as well. So if you go to the next one, so that is the thrust chamber.
Wow.
Yeah, and above it is the other picture is one of the gas generators and exhaust manifolds as well. So these came from under the ocean.
So they were in the ocean for 30 years, something
Yeah,
like that? 40 years maybe?
let's see. I think they did this in 2013 is when they recovered them.
Okay.
So Apollo 12 was 69, right?
Yeah.
So
right
yeah.
now.
Yeah, so 40 years, over 40
Did they
years.
show a picture of what it looked like in the ocean? I mean,
No,
it's cleaned up a lot, obviously.
Yeah, they didn't show any pictures like that. That would have been good to see, but you can see a better picture of it. So
There's the ones crushed a
Yeah.
little bit there.
amazing, though. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yes. Great, a great effort by Bezos.
Yeah. I wonder if there was any engineering
I'm
eyes
sure
looking
they
over it
learned,
to
trying to
figure
look it
a few
out.
things.
I'm sure they did look at that.
There we go.
And that is not an actual Apollo command module. That was a test module of an Apollo. So, but you can look in very real, obviously a live replica of what actually was in an Apollo command module. So very impressive. Yep. And that is one of the great pieces of engineering. That is the redesigned hatch
Yes.
that opened outward in 3 seconds after the redesigned after the Apollo 1 fire. I just think it's
The handle pump
yeah,
here.
model of engineering there.
That handle is
Yeah.
what they grabbed to open it up, and it took. They reduced the whole thing. It was just now finally you can get it opened up very quick.
3 seconds. Yep.
Yep. So
And that's a NASA F-104 that's on display. I just
Okay.
like to take some picture. F-104 is a pretty airplane. And let's see what else I've got in
that's
there.
different from the T-38.
Oh yes, yeah. Oh yeah.
Who flew this?
I don't know who flew that
Not
one.
astronauts.
Probably
right?
NASA test pilots.
Okay.
Yeah. Yep. That is a Soyuz descent module. That was from TMA-14 is the mission it was. So kind of beat up, very beat up from
Yeah.
re-entry.
Yeah.
Very tight if you've ever looked in it for
Oh.
the three couches for the cosmonauts, astronauts who flew it.
We hope to learn more about that at
it-
Shuttlefest 5
yeah,
when we
yeah.
talk about NASA at Star City. And I've already found out some things from Don Thomas that NASA spent a few $1 million making the American seat so it could accommodate a taller American.
Right,
Rick
right.
Mastraccio's like 6 foot tall.
Yeah, because
And
those seats
I couldn't
are
believe he was in there.
they're
but they did
fitted
some
exactly to
modifications.
each
Yeah.
occupant.
There
Yeah.
weren't very tall
Yeah.
Russian cosmonauts. They kind of weeded them out, and anybody 5'10" was thought to be kind of tall.
Now it's interesting. The last time I was there, they had a Soyuz from Dennis Tito, one of the first private astronauts who flew on up to the space
Right?
station.
Yeah.
They had his Soyuz, so I don't know whether he took that back. We at the Intrepid, you can also see Greg Olson's Soyuz on display.
Okay.
Yep.
Marty's waving the question sign. We're enjoying a conversation with Burt Dick here. He comes on about once a month and shares some of his travels as he travels the country promoting National Space Society events, and you're a good influencer in your own right.
Thanks,
with, all
Mark.
things spacey. Go ahead, Marty.
Question from JB RG Jubilee. What's the name of the plane that flies up like a helicopter and lands like a helicopter?
Oh, the Osprey, the V-22.
It also went by the Harrier also.
Well, the Harrier is a jet. If you're talking about the V-22, it has propellers that move, and I think that sounds like what she was talking about there.
I don't know if she's talking about jet.
VTOL was the term.
VTOL, yeah.
Vertical takeoff and landing.
Yeah, the Harrier or AV-8B was a vertical takeoff and landing jet, and there's a marine version of the F-35 that does that as well. It can take off vertically.
That's the Harrier, I believe.
No more Harriers. Yeah, Harriers are phased out now. So it's the F-35 that will do that job. But there's a transport called the V-22 Osprey that actually has propellers, so it can take off like a conventional aircraft and fly like a conventional aircraft, but its propellers actually rotate up, and it can take up vertically and land vertically. Again, the Marine Corps uses that a lot as well.
And Mitch Rothman's adding Dave Scott was an F-104 pilot
Oh, okay.
in there. So, all right.
Okay, now this, if you're visiting the Museum of Flight, this is what's called the full fuselage trainer. They obviously didn't get a space shuttle orbiter. This was used at the Johnson Space Center.
They got that, huh?
Yeah.
I've seen. If
Yeah.
you've been on a tour, you've probably seen that. Back 10 years
oh
ago.
yes, if you got it, yeah, you could see it as they took away all the space shuttle hardware.
Yeah.
So this went to Museum of Flight. Every astronaut or person who flew on the space shuttle trained in this.
Interesting.
So you can see the hatch there.
Yeah.
I actually went on the tour inside it 2014 or 2015. I can't remember when. They take 6 people inside. So you enter in the middeck. You get an hour training beforehand for safety. And so you go to the middeck. You climb this little ladder to go up to the flight deck. And this is an exact duplicate of a real orbiter's middeck and flight deck, because again, everyone trained in it. They're like, do not touch anything. So they would only take 6 people in at once. You had to sign up beforehand in order to get a spot. But what I found out there is where they used to do it almost every day, now they only do it on the 3rd weekend of the month. So that's Saturday and Sunday. So if you are planning to visit the Museum of Flight and you want to go inside, make sure you're doing it on the 3rd weekend. Sign up online, because it's definitely a great thing to see. Because I worked at the Intrepid. Everyone would say, "Hey, can you go inside?" I said, "No, you can't go inside any orbiters because they're national treasures." And here you'd see exactly what it looks like.
Was it glass cockpit or? Oh,
No, the stand. It did have the it partially glass cockpit. Remember, there are about 2,000 different switches and dials for the orbiter. So you have a lot of things to know when you're flying a space shuttle. Not like Crew Dragon or even Starliner today.
that are pretty much autonomous.
Yeah. You couldn't take a camera in. I would have loved to have taken pictures.
Oh, really? Wouldn't let you take camera in?
They wouldn't let you take a camera in. No.
Maybe that was a condition of how they got.
Yeah.
Why they got it to keep some of
But
the.
I asked about why they only do it now once a month, because they don't have enough trained staff members to do it every day. That's part of the issue. So definitely think about this if you are visiting the Museum of Flight and visiting Seattle. Go the 3rd weekend of the month.
Okay.
Okay?
Marty's got another question.
Wow, we're getting a lot of questions today.
A question from Michael Bruno. Has anyone ever tried to recover the remaining existing Russian space shuttles for museum display?
Well, the Boran you're talking about, the one that flew to space was destroyed in a collapse of where the hangar it was in.
Yeah, hangar collapse.
Yeah, yeah. So that one was destroyed. If you go to the Technic Museum, in where is that boy in Germany? The Speyer Technic Museum has one of the Borans that actually has engines on it that they use for training. You know how we just dropped it off as 747 and the astronauts glided back. They actually were training their cosmonauts using jet engines. So that one you can see at the Speyer Technic Museum. Really one of the best museums I've ever been to. So after American Space Museum, of course.
Thank you. Thanks, Bert. Good save there. The Technic Museum, is that like the Technic Audio Company?
No, it's not. It's
Okay.
I think it's more of a
I had some
a
pretty
German.
powerful speakers.
I
one
had a
time,
Technic. I had a Technic as well.
Yeah.
Yes, but not the same. But it's
okay.
not just an air museum. They've got trains, cars, motorcycles. Everything is there. Definitely, it's about 2 hours south of Frankfurt. I remember taking a train from Frankfurt to get there, and then a bus. So definitely, that's where you can see one of the Borans.
All right, let's
Yep.
look
And
at
that's
some more. Your
Yeah. As we close out, that was just a sign about the crew
Oh.
compartment, and about some of the requirements there. And again, you can only do it once a month now.
huh?
Yep.
Very interesting.
And
Right.
so that's what it looks like. You're in the payload bay. So again, it's called the full fuselage trainer. So it's used for a lot of different training for the astronauts.
Huh.
Yep. And closing out with the museum, they've got great airplanes. This is the third 787 that's on display,
Wow.
and you could go inside each of these airplanes.
Huh.
So they've got a British Airways Concorde there as well.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Did you go inside that?
yeah. I've been inside the one at the Intrepid multiple times, but I did it a few years back when I was there. Not this time. I didn't
Well,
have enough time.
One museum that impressed me was the Frontier of Flight at Love Field
In Dallas. Yes.
And
I've
you've
been
been there?
I've been there. Yes.
Home of
Yeah.
Apollo
Is it seven?
Seven's
Seven.
there.
Yeah.
Seven's
Yep.
there.
Yep.
And they had that was one of the hubs for the big plane that you mentioned there. British Airways is
Oh, the
Concorde.
Concorde. Yep.
Yeah, and they have a display of all of the stewardesses
Oh, really?
clothing that they wore.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Over that period.
Yeah.
And in the late 60s, it was psychedelic patterns like paisley and stuff like that. It was kind of interesting.
Right.
You
Right.
know,
So, but really,
it's the frontiers of flight.
go to museum.
Yeah, they've got the pancake airplane, the big yellow pancake airplane that
Oh,
Lindbergh
yes.
actually flew.
Yes. I have a
and,
picture of that.
And they have a huge display of Hindenburg. They've actually got
Yep.
the radio controller of Hindenburg
That's a good museum.
in there. It is a great museum.
And that is
This reminds me of
that
it
is the
there.
very first 747, the city of Everett.
Is that right?
That is the very first. And you could go inside that one as well.
Huh.
Yeah.
Do
Okay.
they serve you tea or coffee inside or?
No.
Okay. All right, so you were at the big day. I know Carlton Bailey was out there.
Well, I
posted a
didn't
lot
go
of
out
pictures.
for when it actually came in. I went the very next day because I just actually it was a little later that day. They came in early in the morning, and I just didn't know exactly what time. So went out there to Port Canaveral to see New Glen. It's called GS1, Glen Stage 1 is the actual name of it. On the barge there, the Jacqueline. And never tell me the odds is what they called it. Yeah.
Well, did you watch the landing live? We did, Marty.
I did.
Remember?
Yep. I was there. We saw it launch. We're all watching our phones and just going, wow, that was something.
So what did you notice about the landing that was interesting?
What did I notice about the
Yeah.
landing? I just thought it was fabulous. I didn't know if I saw it.
We're all
noticed it.
watching it,
Yep.
and it comes down, and it's
Right.
to the one side
Oh,
of Jacqueline,
Yes.
hovering,
Yeah.
and we're saying, "Uh-oh, it's going in the water," and it's designed that way
Yeah.
to hover over the water and then
then
move
move over.
over and come down. And I can't believe the narrow area of the. There's two buildings on this barge,
Yeah.
basically, and I'm going. They didn't want to make it a little bit wider for leeway. It's only about 30 yards, maybe.
Well, it's
Uh,
if you're
the-
if you're
the-
talking precision,
Yeah,
you know,
that's what I mean. It's so impressive, and this is. How did it strike you, the size of it?
it's big. And what's interesting too is it's automatically welded to the deck to keep it stable.
Welded.
It's welded. Yeah, they have a system that will weld the legs to the deck.
Is that
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Huh. So I have to cut it off the deck.
Yep, yep.
You got a great.
And there's
picture.
there were two SpaceX Falcon 9 boosters there as well.
Look at that kerosene smoke sides of those.
Yeah, that's
babies
it.
there.
Now it's going to be interesting. Methane burns a lot cleaner than kerosene, so you can see all the soot. There's a comparison, all the soot on the Falcon 9. But remember, those have gone through multiple
Yeah,
flights.
two Falcon 9s
Yeah.
on the right, each with over probably 10 flights.
Yeah.
and
So
on the
how
left
will
is the New
how will
Glenn.
New Glenn look after that? But it looked pretty clean. But I know a lot of people got close-ups of the pictures saying there's some cracks, but it's paint. It wasn't there weren't structural cracks.
Okay,
Yeah.
Carlton had that on there. Some
Yeah.
pictures there, and it would show on show really there. So,
So
I never heard about the.
Yes.
I would never even think about welding the pads instantly onto the thing.
We were on a tour of the New Glenn facility, and they were talking about that. Pretty impressive idea.
Well, what do you hear through the grapevine about the success of this? It looked like a good success.
Oh, I think from everything I've heard, landing something so big on the second try, very impressive. Yeah.
Go
Is there
ahead,
another
Marty.
question? Yep.
Okay, Carlton is saying, no, it's not welded. He said, I learned from Blue Origin the real way it's tied down, but it's not
Okay.
welded.
I thought they had said it was welded. Okay, well, good. Thanks, Carlton. I'll retract that. But I remember them talking about that when I was at the tour of the New Glenn. So maybe they didn't do it this time.
And these anybody eating a nice meal at Rusty's or something like one of the
Yeah, I was
great
over at
restaurants
Gators.
there. I was going to say, is that over at Gators?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, you can see this just across the way there.
yeah.
If a cruise ship isn't passing by,
Yeah.
blocking it from you. There.
That's true. That's true. And I just think it was fabulous. To see.
Carlton had some pictures that he said Bezos was out there.
I
taking
saw
selfies,
his,
so-
and Ken Kramer had some of Bezos was on one of the platforms, giving a thumbs up and everything. Yeah.
All right, go ahead, Marty.
Yeah, Carlton is saying, employees said it fires bolts or rods through the deck.
Oh, it fires rods through the deck
Or
to
bolts,
secure it. Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Interesting.
Thanks for that update. there,
Yeah.
Carlton.
Appreciate that, Carlton.
It takes a village to understand everything.
We
the
all learn.
minutia of,
We're here to learn.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. So, and a lot of people don't think about the infrastructure that has to be created,
Oh.
not only to retrieve these, but to build them.
Yeah.
And I've marveled looking at the Grumman plant in Long Island building the lunar module, where they've got these, structures that are holding it in place and able to spin it and stuff like that. I mean, there's some major engineering just in these buildings.
One of the great things when I graduated engineering school, got out there to Northrop to design fighter planes, they were telling me when you think about anything that you build, the tools that you create to build those pieces, they're called tool designers or tool engineers. They are artists because they have to figure out what that tool would look like to make that piece.
Mhm.
and it's really fascinating.
Yeah, I'm
Uh,
fascinated by that.
yeah,
They
yeah,
broke all the tools for
yeah,
the Saturn V rocket could never be built again.
right.
They just took
Yeah.
them to the scrap
How do
yard
you do that?
at 50 cents a pound or something
They're
like that.
artists.
So,
Yes.
but
I think I only have one
uh,
last picture of it. This is a Blue Origin picture, so I'll credit Blue Origin. I didn't take this one, but you can see the angle there. You can see the two Falcon 9 boosters and the GS1. So the GS1's obviously a much wider, larger rocket. Well, not too much different in height, but you can see it's with those seven, those BE4 engines are larger. So
excellent. What a nice background behind the scenes look
Yeah.
here that Burt Dick's given us
I
here.
think there's one more
That's
picture.
why I don't have to go out there,
Yeah,
Bert,
yeah.
because I know you and
Well,
Carlton will be out there.
they have moved it horizontal now. I
Uh-huh.
saw the pictures today. They attached a crane, so I guess they're going to get ready to move it back to the launch facility to check it out and then possibly get it refurbished for the next mission.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
Well, a lot of good questions today. Dave Stange, Carlton Bailey, Mitch Rothman, Tom Celentano, Mostly Parked is watching, Dean Babcock, Doug Forrest is out there
Hey, everybody.
in Los Angeles, right close to where Endeavor's being displayed. Cliff Watson, God bless you down in Pomona, Australia. Michael Bruno, Tommy Usiak, Daniel DeYoung is watching us today, our Spirit pilot, and we did a great show with us a couple weeks ago. Rosalie Jubilee, Freeway of Others, Steve Jokums, Chris Calley, and Fred Kleiner.
A great
joining
group.
Our group today, and many of you maybe like Hazel Seacack Banks out there watching anonymously. Now, there's plenty of you. I've met people at some of the events we've gone to. One lady and her husband were at our Bob Seek NASA Legends
I
dinner.
was traveling when you did
And,
that. I would have liked to have been there.
I introduced,
Yeah.
I said, I want to know who you guys are. And she says, my husband loves your show. He watches it every day. And but I did, he doesn't reveal his name
Yeah,
there. So,
yeah.
but we love that. So,
Okay. Yeah.
on there. So,
Let's see.
yeah, they moved it back to the Cape early this morning because apparently Carlton's saying they took the stage over to back to Blue Origin.
To pad 36.
That Sands was closed. Sands Museum was closed because of the traffic or
Oh,
something like that.
that would have been cool to see.
Yeah,
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
on there. So, and one.
Okay, one last image there. So there's a launch tonight.
Yes.
Okay, it's just Starlink.
Okay.
So we've seen that happen before. But what is so amazing about this is if it launches tonight successfully, I think it's scheduled to launch around 10:21. It will be the 100th launch from Kennedy Space Center, Cape Canaveral Space Force Station
100.
this year. So the previous record was last year, 93. So they've already surpassed that. And I think I've looked at there are about 20 more launches in the manifest. I don't know if they'll actually get 20 more by the end of the year, but that is so amazing.
It is.
So it's going to be I'm going to come back tonight to see if I can see it. So
yeah, that's about halftime at the
Yeah.
NFL football
Yeah.
game. So,
I just like to
is-
see something so memorable, the 100th launch in a year. So
We had quite a few of them at night during the government shutdown. They did them all at night because traffic controllers were off, so they asked the space companies to move back on that. In fact, I'm filling out a form to get a 45th Space Wing weather person in here to talk about all the criteria and so forth for a launch. And as we were discussing before we went on, I've already been on an hour trying to fill out this government
it is a
form
long
to get a
form.
guest.
It is a long form.
45 days in advance, so sometime in January we
It
hope
takes
to
you
have
40
somebody
days to
on
fill it out.
here. Yeah, exactly on there. So,
But yeah, so
so
you can
the
see it
100th
tonight.
flight
100th
tonight,
flight tonight.
and
Yeah.
you can watch it on various platforms like Space Flight Now that we
Yep.
promote.
So this is the launch that happened Tuesday night. So this is this is the 99th. That picture.
Awesome.
Yeah,
Awesome.
so-
Marty, you gonna stay up for the 100th launch?
I don't think so.
Yeah, there you go.
The window's 10:01 to 2:01 a.m. So I'm hoping if I come up for it, it'll be on time.
Well, the cadence is amazing, and it's just going to get more and more and more. And there's things that, as I go to Chamber of Commerce meetings and committees, the infrastructure, particularly intersections with people coming in to watch these launches. And let's face it, 100 launches this year, but if you're from Findlay, Ohio, like I am, and you're down here on vacation and you saw maybe your only rocket launch you'll ever see in your life.
Right.
And we all, and this is why it's so cool to see people, no matter what time, are on the parks up here. Something that always impressed me when I've moved here to Brevard County is the number of parks that are everywhere.
I like to see it from Rotary Riverfront Park.
Okay.
As where I typically, when I'm not on the Space Center, that's where I try to catch them if they're going from 39A. So that's where the launch is from tonight, 39A.
All right.
Yeah. So
that's a good place to watch
Yeah.
it from. Even just going on the 536 going into Cape Canaveral and Cocoa, pulling off the side of the road there.
Yep.
But an interesting thing, like we were all like, well, we're going to watch the new Glen 2 from here in the parking lot. Yeah, well, once it clears the buildings, everybody's looking up at the sky. There's nothing else. It's pretty much
It's still
as far away
impressive.
from everybody. Yeah,
It's impressive.
and the noises that you hear. Some are a really big rumble. I live about 30 miles from the pads in Port St. John, and sometimes I've had the rumble wake me up at 1:30 in the
Yep.
morning. And other times I'm watching it and I hardly hear anything.
It depends on the wind direction as well. Yes.
And the trajectory and
Yep.
all that stuff. So,
Well, very good.
Burt, we wanted to throw your magazine up
Yeah.
there, okay? And your friend Dave Charvat there. Let's just let everybody see David again. Keep his family in your mind there. He
absolutely.
passed away unexpectedly, a big influencer in the space development community. And like you said, he'll be missed
He
immediately.
will definitely be missed.
By everybody on there. So thank you, Burt.
My pleasure, Mark. Yeah.
Always a pleasure to see you.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll cook up something before
Yeah.
the holiday here.
Sounds good. Yeah,
Marty,
we'll
you
do that.
got anything over there to share?
Nope, we're good, Mark.
All right. Well, thank you, Marty, for your excellent job there. Tomorrow is a free Friday. Okay, I got some getting some guests lined up next week. Actually, we're going to have Mikey Haddad in here Monday.
Oh, okay, great.
I've got an interesting group to interview Tuesday. There is a group in Canada that do magnet fishing. Have you heard about this?
I can't say I've ever heard about magnet fishing.
They fish with magnets,
Okay.
looking for treasures like a minesweeper on a beach would be looking for jewelry. Yes, and they're coming here from Canada to
Okay.
get their bones warm and talk to
Okay.
me about magnet fishing. And I said the best story I got about fishing at Kennedy Space Center is when Center Director Jay Honeycutt had bass pro fishing in the turnaround basin
Okay.
one time, flipping everybody out, wondering who's out there. But they're filming a Bass Pro,
Okay.
and there's 2 million or more people that are member of Bass Pro of America.
Oh, wow.
Totally eclipse any of you space geeks out there and astronomers. We think we're a very tight-knit community, but when you get to other things like fishing and
they're
sports,
serious. They're serious.
there's a lot more than us out there.
Sounds
So,
good, Mark.
great. Thank you, my friend, for being here. Thank you, Marty, for a great job. And I thank you all for watching
everybody.
and staying curious. As we always say, I'm Mark Marquette with Burt Dicht here saying we can't wait to see you again to what? Bridge
the space between us.